Before the archive. Before the patterns. There were moments that just didn't fit. Hidden was created to take another look at the missing pieces, the ones overlooked, discarded, or misunderstood. Whether those omissions were intentional or accidental, the result is the same, a record full of gaps. I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to show you what was recorded, and let you decide. It's a new day, a new angle, and a new look at this, on the first episode of Hidden. Before I show you what I've personally witnessed, I need to start with something I didn't see with my own eyes. A satellite, I believe it was Selene, captured footage of the lunar surface, likely the far side. In the original release, nothing stood out. The landscape was washed out, almost white, the details flattened the way public-facing imagery often is. But like most images released to the public, the footage had been altered. Features were softened, brushed out, or removed entirely. What they subdued, I restored. I used my own enhancement methods, techniques I developed long before I ever saw anything with my own eyes, to bring back the detail that had been buried. And when the surface returned to its true contrast, the movement appeared. In these illuminated areas, something unexpected appears. What looks like pockets of atmosphere, or containment, or low-hanging cloud formations, right on the lunar surface. These aren't static reflections. They shift. They pulse. They behave as if something inside them is moving. When Selene first captured this region of the lunar surface, the raw imagery looked empty, flat, lifeless, unremarkable. Nothing in the original footage suggested anything unusual. But once the video is enhanced, the landscape changes. It doesn't just sharpen, it comes alive. The movement is the part that's hardest to reconcile. There's no wind on the moon. No weather. No atmosphere to carry light or particulate matter. And yet, inside these illuminated regions, the light behaves as if it's responding to something, or someone, within it. The camera's distance makes it impossible to determine what's causing the motion. But the motion is there. And it shouldn't be. Then there are the shadows, the unlit regions around what appear to be culverts or openings. When enhanced, these areas reveal geometry that shouldn't exist in a natural formation. Straight edges, triangular structures, right angles, repeating structures. These are the kinds of shapes that, on Earth, we associate with construction, not geology. I'm not telling you what these structures are. I'm not saying I know what's inside the illuminated pockets. I'm showing you what's on the footage that was captured, archived, and never discussed. And I'm asking the same question anyone would ask. If this is what the enhanced imagery shows, why wasn't it known? Why wasn't it examined? Why wasn't it ever mentioned again? Right here, this structure. If this were a human outpost, this shouldn't exist. A tower, a chimney, a vertical stack. None of those make sense on the moon. There's no air to vent. No smoke to release. No weather to rise above. Human engineering doesn't build chimneys in a vacuum. So, the question becomes simple. What purpose does a vertical structure serve in a place where none of our purposes apply? Because whatever this is, it wasn't designed for wind, or fire, or atmosphere. And that means it wasn't designed for us. This isn't the first moment I realized the landscape wasn't empty. This isn't natural. And the area isn't untouched. Something, or someone, built this for a reason and we don't have a category for it. Right here, this is the first culvert I noticed. And what's strange is not just that it exists, but that there are so many of them. Culverts are built for one reason, to move something from one side to the other. Water, liquid, runoff, waste, supply, whatever the purpose, a culvert is never decorative. It's functional. It's intentional. And when you see more than one of these in the same area, 2, possibly 3, it raises a question that shouldn't even be possible on a landscape like this. What exactly is flowing through here? I can't confirm the presence of water or any other liquid. I don't have the tools to prove that. But I can say this, the terrain between these structures gives the appearance of something that behaves like a liquid. The shape, the smoothness, the way the land dips, it looks like a channel that's been used. And right there, between what looks like a wall or diverter, there's a small object with the shape of a boat. I'm not saying it is one. I'm saying that's what it resembles. As I move forward through this section, the space between the land masses becomes even more convincing. Whatever this area was designed for, it wasn't random. These culverts serve a purpose. And the landscape around them supports that purpose. I'm not going to elaborate on the towers here, there's more than enough happening in this one section alone. But this is the moment where the environment stops looking empty and starts looking engineered. As I move into this section, the terrain changes again. This isn't erosion. This isn't random. The ground here looks carved, shaped, as if the space was intentionally cleared for movement. A walkway with a handrail. Right along this walkway, there are several shadowed forms. 3, maybe 5. Human-shaped silhouettes standing in a place that shouldn't have silhouettes at all. I'm not claiming what they are. I'm not claiming what they aren't. I'm only showing you what's visible, figures positioned along a structured path in an area that appears engineered. And the space they're standing beside, this channel between the land masses, has the appearance of something that once held a liquid. I can't confirm that. I can't deny it either. But the shape of the terrain suggests flow, not accident. Between the walkway and the channel, there's even an object with the outline of a small boat. Again, I'm not naming it. I'm describing it. Because whatever this place is, it wasn't formed by chance. This section alone raises more questions than answers. And I'm not here to force a conclusion, only to document what's in front of the camera. As I move forward into this section, the entire space above the terrain shifts. Multicolored light begins to appear, scattered, random, but concentrated right over this area. And this is where I see something I was never meant to see. Right here, this structure. It looks like a large generator or some kind of central device. Its shape is unusual, and it's surrounded by figures. Some stand to the left of it, others above it, and more behind it. This whole area is alive with color, motion, and activity. There are many shapes here that resemble life forms. It's difficult to make out the full layout. At first glance, I thought I was looking at a walkway, a narrow strip of terrain bridging one section of Luna City to another. But the more I studied the frame, the more the structure revealed itself. This wasn't a path. It was something fabricated, a thin, curved retaining wall, engineered to hold back whatever liquid-like material sits in this basin. On the far side of that liquid, another peninsula rises, and this is where the design becomes impossible to ignore. Beneath the overhang of that landform are several openings, each one shaped with intention. And inside those openings? Light. Not reflected light. Not scattered light. Light coming from within. You can see habitation. Not a guess, not a maybe, clear interior illumination. Some chambers glow softly, others brightly, as if different groups occupy different spaces. And above the cavern wall, clustered tightly along the ridge, are even more figures. Dozens. Maybe more. I don't know if this is a family dynamic, a communal gathering, or something else entirely. What I do know is this, there are a lot of beings here. And the architecture around them doesn't fight the landscape, it blends with it. It respects the terrain, almost as if the environment and the structures were designed together. Capturing this required hitting the light at the exact right angle. Too bright, and everything washes out. Too dim, and the openings disappear. But when the light lands just right, the whole scene comes alive, the retaining wall, the peninsula, the lit chambers, the clusters of life gathered above them. This isn't random. This isn't accidental. This is a community, built into the land, illuminated from within, and alive with activity. What you've seen here in Luna City is only the beginning. But we're taking a pause in the continuum. We'll be back soon with another episode, exploring the surprises hidden in this extraordinary place. Until next time, I'm your host, Art Frazier.